Thank you, Cosmic Light Collective, for being present with us, for being collaborative with us, for loving and caring for us, and choosing to respect our intelligence and honor our earthly experience, and to learn from us as much as we receive and learn from you. And we really appreciate that reciprocity very, very much. I understand that the topic that you are going to share today is about flow, and we're all looking forward to what you're going to share, knowing that flow is going to mean very different things than what we believe it means at this particular moment on Earth. And so here are our questions for you about flow. Is the Cosmic Light Collective talking about flowing with experiences? Humans can overanalyze connections to such a degree that we create obstacles that impede the flow of energy in our lives. How do we assist people to go with the flow when they obviously don't want to? Are you talking about flow around us, surrounding us, or flow within us? And how do we let people just flow out of our life without drama? How do we keep our own flow uninterrupted when there are others who seek to interrupt it? And has humanity been affected by blocks of flowing energy from our universe, galaxy, and solar system? So that's the questions that we are putting to you about this topic, and we're excited to hear your answers. I'm going to just take a drink of water, and off we go. Beloved ones, it is our pleasure to be in your company, to be in your presence, and we are happy to be of service and happy to be able to deliver this period of time where there is space so that you can breathe, so that you can rest, so that you can take a moment of relaxation to feel the flow, to experience the power of the flow, and to become aware of how to identify it, so that going forward, even when you get busy with life and preoccupied with other larger issues happening planet-wide, you are able to settle in to this experience of creative flow. That it becomes a means by which harmony is continually established. That creative flow becomes a means by which harmony is continuously sustained. Now that's a big word, right? Continuously sustained. And for human beings, the continuous experience of harmony has been quite fleeting for a very, very long period of time. You have had moments in your root races and in your more expansive civilizations where there have been peaceful periods, right? And in those peaceful periods, there was a flow that was established. Now, was it the kind of flow that we are bringing together from a multi-universal perspective as we are today? Not necessarily, but the Pax Romana was 1,000 years of peace with a structure that was put into a place that allowed for a level of safety. In your Atlantean society, there were periods that were absolutely paradise, a Garden of Eden experience here on the earth. But none of these experiences of safety and harmony and flow were able to be sustained in any significant fashion because they were born foundationally of situations, relationships, environments, and resources that were not respectfully addressed, were not sustainably addressed, and whose foundation was built with cracks that eventually led to their downfall. Now, we recognize that evolution in general, just evolution for every civilization, for every world, throughout the levels of existence that creation has developed. Each level has its own experience. Each level has its own conflict through which it learns, through which it grows. But the degree to which the foundation is clear, pure, stable, respectful, expansive, room to grow, and sustainable, right? As long as those fall into place, then what you see is a healthy evolution. You see the development of a flow that can be maintained and through which progress can occur. So remember, what we're saying here is you've had moments where you've been able to create a structure that allows for progress. But a structure that allows for progress is not a foundation for evolution. A structure that allows for progress is not a foundation for evolution, right? Because what happens is when the structure falls apart, any progress that you made in any significant fashion gets pulled way, 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 way back, and then you have to start over again. A foundation for evolution allows the process to continually unfold. You will have blips, you will have challenges, you'll have conflicts, you'll have difficulties, but the evolutionary process will remain in place. When structure takes the place of evolutionary development, you have periodic progress and then cultural and political and economic destruction. And you've had a number of those. I mean, you're on your fifth root race here on this planet, and there's a lot of reasons for why that happened. But what we are here today to do with you is to put into place a sustainable foundation for evolution. The flow that we are introducing into the planetary auric field is that of a foundation for evolution. Now, throughout the many worlds of all of the intelligent species that exist in your solar system, your galaxy, and the universe, right? Each civilization is seeking to find a foundation for its own evolution. Some worlds where free will is not a possibility because that's just not what that world is about. The foundation for evolution is much greater just because the experience of physical conflict doesn't really enter the picture. So that the way that they evolve and the way that they experience flow is dramatically different. It's not that one is better or worse than the other. They are different experiences of evolution. But what is extremely important today is that those civilizations that know how to create those foundations so that progress is sustainable can be very helpful and very useful to this human race as you begin to step beyond structure and into evolutionary foundation. Structure is like a Lego set, right? Building blocks, and they're wonderful building blocks. But structure can be taken apart. A foundation for evolution is an expansive crystalline matrix that supports an expansive crystalline matrix that supports the progress of all life forms within its reach. An expansive crystalline matrix that supports the evolution of all within its reach. This foundation, because it is crystalline in nature, has the ability to morph and shift without losing the foundation. A crystalline matrix provides a morphinogenic field, and the morphinogenic field is able to shift as it needs to without threatening the foundation. This is extremely important because evolution is going to occur for every experience of life that the Creator has given birth to. That morphinogenic field allows for the growth, allows for the expression of all of these life forms without having to block or create significant inhibitants to progress, to development. Now, in your lower worlds, right? In your lower dimensions, in your lower worlds, where there are free will, where there are more divisive physical experiences, that structure is the only thing that is recognizable within the context of the mental capacity of those living in these environments. So a human being hasn't really been capable of accessing a morphinogenic field until they made contact with their soul. So the mind of the soul connects to the morphinogenic field. The ego has no clue that exists. So it's important that the civilization actually reaches this level of development through structure, so then a foundation can be put in place that allows for this kind of evolutionary fluidity. The other aspect of the morphinogenic field that is really important is, we talked about structure, right, and mental capacity, and it takes a really, really, really long period of time for a human species to make that connection to the soul, to work through the structure, to deal with the Maya, the glamour, the illusion, all of the aspects of third dimensional living that are impediments to soul awareness and soul empowerment and are challenges to see how they work, right? But once you move into a morphinogenic field pattern, once you understand that you are within a crystalline matrix, the ability to make progress, the ability to solve problems, the ability to heal massive wounds exponentially improves. And one of the reasons we are bringing this lesson to the table today is this planet requires morphinogenic assistance. You require significant acceleration of massive interventions, planet-wide and as a species, to move forward on this planet. So the concept of flow is really critical to your evolutionary development as a species, to the continued experience of life on Earth, and to our experience of a fluid solar system, galaxy, universe, and multi-universal system. Remember that there are consequences to every experience. So what happens here on the earth has consequences that ripple out through the multi-universal system and inform the cosmos about the way that life is unfolding within it. We recognize that this is a much larger construct that we are presenting, but we're presenting it now because it is critically important. And for all of you in this community who are our earthly brothers and sisters, the opportunity to access the morphinogenic field that functions in your monadic auric field, right? You have a morphinogenic field in your monadic auric field, in your monad. And through that, the kind of intervention that affects your current human existence is dramatically improved, awakened, and effective in your life experiences. So we are specifically allowing you to connect today with this morphinogenic field of your monadic auric field so that we can help you, right, access this level of support and navigation as you move through these next 11 years. You're halfway through, so it's now like 10 and a half. And there is so much that will occur to the planet that requires that you have this morphinogenic navigational system in place so that you can be of the greatest service possible to all those you love, to all those you care for, to every part of Earth with which you come into contact. What we're beginning now in terms of this flow pattern will really blossom in 3 years. So, from this period of time to 3 years in the future, you will be learning how to really work with this crystalline matrix, with morphinogenics, and you're going to find yourself being much more successful with what you've been given to do and with whom you are to do it with. Now, this is really important because you will be successful with what you have been given to do and with whom you are to do it. You will not be successful outside of that. The resistance to service, the downright disobedience to the human soul, that is growing on another level, okay? So that is why today is very important. And that's why we're talking about flow, and that's why we're talking about reconfiguration in relationships, situations, and environments. Over the next 6 months, you are going to be repositioned with the people with whom you can be most successful, with the situations and environments in which you can be most impactful. And then, over the 6 months, there's like a 3-year period where you're really going to be working really beautifully, very, very beautifully with these individuals, with these situations, in these relationships, and with these environments. But you have to get out of the ones that aren't going to be successful. And so we are being very clear with you. Do not resist when someone wants to leave your life. Do not resist when you feel like you need to step aside from something. Pay very close attention to it, because what we're doing now is giving you this freedom to experience the morphinogenic processes that are going to unfold with those to whom you are awakened to service and settling into it. It will happen. All of you will be guided. Just trust the process. Do not resist the changes, and allow the relationships to unfold or emerge. There will be new experiences coming forward. And with every goodbye is a hello. With every release is a beautiful present. This period of time, this breath that you have to take in these next 7 to 10 days is a wonderful opportunity to feel the morphinogenic field supporting you, caring for you, placing a foundation for your evolution into place that will last not only this lifetime, but will guide you through to many of your next experiences from the earth. It is quite exciting to offer this flow pattern to you, and to recognize that we are allowing this experience to move into the Earth's auric field, to touch as many human beings who are willing to grow soul aware and soul empowered as possible, and then to create more of these morphinogenic linkages throughout the solar system, galaxy, and universe, so that we can collectively really support this 10.5-year trek to 2032 with the utmost success that we can deliver. It's looking positive. It's looking hopeful. And we'd like you to breathe in the positivity, to breathe in the hope that this foundation of morphinogenic evolution places in the inner planes of the Earth's auric field. Now, within your circle at the equator, we ask you simply to become aware of the morphinogenic field that has existed around the planet that wasn't necessarily activated, and some morphinogenic fields that have been severely damaged by what has occurred on this planet. So simply become aware of many delegates from the Cosmic Light Collective and many groups from multiple star systems now beginning to fix tears, holes, breaks, and also to establish new levels of this crystalline matrix. We are going to use frequency to support this, and as you experience it being developed around the planet, and within the planet's auric field. Become aware of the changes occurring in your own monadic auric field to support your soul's expansion.
Please enter your PIN followed by the pound or hash. If you do not know your PIN, please enter. Thank you. Your input is invalid.
The Cosmic Light Collective, we will remain working with the morphinogenic grid of the soul of the planetary auric field through the summer solstice. We know that you will be present for another of our larger experiences. But for now, we thank you for all that you contributed to the experience of the human race. And we release you from the circle at the equator so that you may return to your community, that you may settle back into your own auric fields, and allow the morphinogenic process within you personally to continue. And so, move back to your own presence in your homes, in your yards. Become aware of your multi-universal, universal, galactic, and solar expressions, gently working to reconfigure your morphinogenic crystalline matrix to allow for a more fluid expression of your evolution in your third dimensional incarnation. This will occur over the next 12 hours, and your monadic auric field will deactivate, allowing you to simply settle in to your soul's auric bubble when the process is completed. What will remain are those 4 aspects: kindness, gentle power, awakening to your greater purposes, and your ability to settle into the services that you are here to provide. All resources, relationships, situations, and environments that you require will find their ways to you. It is our pleasure to offer you this assistance, knowing that you require it so that we can collaborate together on our collective evolution. Breathe deep. Feel this tremendous crystalline support. Know that you are definitely not alone, and that our desire to support your well-being is greater than ever. And so we continue on, and so we grow, so we heal, and so we celebrate the honor of being able to love each other. And the blessings flow. Until we meet next week, enjoy the reconfiguration. Blown away, blown away, blown away, blown away, blown away, all that's hurt.